Hey, Sophie.
Hi, Lucas. I'm really happy to be here today.
Me too. Today's topic is simple, but very powerful. We are going to talk about hobbies.
Yes, and I think this topic is very important because many people underestimate hobbies. They think hobbies are just small activities to pass time, but in reality, hobbies can completely transform your life, your mindset, your discipline, and even your happiness on a daily basis.
Exactly, and I want to start with a simple question, but a very deep one at the same time. What's your favorite hobby? And more importantly, why is it your favorite hobby? What does it bring to your life that nothing else can replace?
That's a beautiful question. And for me, my favorite hobby is reading books. But not just reading for fun. I mean reading as a way to grow, to understand the world, to understand myself, to improve my thinking. Because when I read, I don't just read words. I enter into ideas, perspectives, experiences that I would never live in real life. And that's what makes reading so powerful for me.
I like what you said, especially the idea that reading is not just about words, it's about entering new perspectives. And I think many people don't realize that hobbies can actually expand your mind in ways that school sometimes cannot do. Because hobbies are personal, they are chosen, they come from your own desire.
Exactly. And that's the key difference. When you choose a hobby, you are not forced. You are not under pressure. You are doing it because you want to, and that creates a different type of energy, a different type of motivation, and that's why hobbies can be so powerful for long-term growth.
That's very true. And in my case, my hobbies are more physical and creative, like playing football and sometimes playing the guitar. And what I love about these hobbies is that they allow me to disconnect from stress, especially after long days of work or thinking too much, because sometimes your brain just needs to stop and your body needs to move.
Yes, and that's something very important that people need to understand. Hobbies are not all the same. Some hobbies stimulate the mind, like reading or writing, and others stimulate the body, like sports or dancing. And the best situation is when you can have a balance between both.
Exactly. Balance is everything, because if you only use your brain, you become mentally tired. And if you only use your body, you might miss intellectual growth. So combining different types of hobbies is actually a very smart strategy for personal development.
And also, hobbies can help you discover yourself, because sometimes you think you know what you like, but when you try something new, you realize that you had talents or passions that you didn't even know existed inside you.
That's a very important point, and I think many people are stuck in routines because they never explore, they never try new things, they just stay in their comfort zone. And because of that, they never discover new hobbies that could actually change their lives.
Yes, and I think fear plays a big role here. People are afraid to try new things because they are afraid to fail, or to look bad, or to not be good enough. But hobbies are not about being perfect. Hobbies are about enjoying the process.
That's a powerful sentence. Hobbies are about enjoying the process, not about being perfect. And I think if people understand this idea, they will be more open to trying new activities without pressure.
Exactly. And also, hobbies can become a safe space, a moment where you are free from judgment, free from expectations. And that is very important in today's world where everything is about performance and results.
Yes, today everything is about productivity, money, success. But hobbies remind us that life is not only about results, it's also about experiences, emotions, and simple moments of joy.
And sometimes, these simple moments are the most important ones, like reading a book in silence, or walking in nature, or listening to music. These are small things, but they have a big impact on our mental health.
That's true. And speaking about mental health, I think hobbies are one of the best natural ways to reduce stress and anxiety, because they allow your mind to focus on something positive instead of worrying about problems.
Yes, and especially hobbies like reading or painting, where you enter a state of concentration, almost like meditation, where time disappears and you are fully present in the moment.
That's what people call flow state, when you are so focused on an activity that you forget everything else.
Exactly, and that state is very beneficial for the brain because it reduces stress and increases satisfaction.
Now I want to ask you something deeper. Do you think hobbies can change someone's life completely?
Yes, I really believe that, because a hobby can become a passion, and a passion can become a purpose, and sometimes even a career. So what starts as a simple activity can grow into something much bigger over time.
That's true, and we see many examples today. People who started with a simple hobby like photography or video creation, and now they are professionals. They make money from it. They build a life around it.
But I also think it's important to say that not every hobby needs to become a business. Sometimes it's better to keep something just for yourself, just for pleasure, without pressure, without expectations.
Yes, because when money enters the game, sometimes the joy disappears.
I would tell them that everyone has a hobby, but sometimes they don't recognize it, or they don't give it importance. For example, watching documentaries, listening to music, cooking, these can all be hobbies.
That's interesting. So sometimes people already have hobbies, but they don't see them as hobbies.
Exactly. And the second thing I would say is try new things. Don't limit yourself, experiment, because hobbies are discovered, not always planned.
That's very true. And I think trying new things also builds confidence, because every time you try something new, you prove to yourself that you are capable of learning and adapting.
Yes, and that's how growth happens, outside of your comfort zone.
Let's also talk about hobbies and discipline, because many people think hobbies are just for fun, but hobbies can also teach discipline.
Yes, especially hobbies like music or sports, where you need practice, consistency, patience, and repetition to improve.
Exactly. And these skills are transferable to other areas of life, like work or studies. Now imagine someone listening to us right now, feeling lost, without motivation. What simple advice can we give them?
I would say start small. Don't try to find the perfect hobby immediately. Just choose something simple, like reading 10 minutes a day, or walking or writing your thoughts, and build from there.
Yes, small actions create big changes over time.
Exactly. Consistency is more important than intensity.
That's a very important lesson.
And also, don't compare yourself to others. Your hobby is your journey.
I think we can say that hobbies are a key element of a balanced life. They bring joy, growth, relaxation, connection, and meaning.
Yes, and without hobbies, life can become repetitive and empty.
So to everyone listening, take time to discover your hobbies, invest in them, enjoy them, because they are part of your identity.
And they can change your life more than you think.
Thank you for listening.
Don't forget to subscribe and share.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.